You're not supposed to know what the meaning of life is. You're not supposed to like see God and know you're definitely God, and you're not supposed to know what happens after death. Otherwise, this isn't as fun or as beautiful or as rare.
Welcome to Talking Up, a different approach to finding a higher power.
What is so unique for you that makes Star Wars Star Wars?
I just remember being a kid. I grew up in a small town in Georgia, and just seeing Luke looking out at the twin sunset in Tatooine and just thinking, man, there's got to be more to life than being a moisture farmer with my aunt and uncle. And I just always felt like that as a kid, is that there's got to be more and more out there than just growing up in Cartersville, Georgia. So spirituality started for me probably when I was very young, like maybe 3 years old, going to a synagogue with my grandparents. And then when I was bar mitzvahed, I think that's when I felt a strong sense of spirituality. So the way that Star Wars and my spiritual life kind of go hand in hand, I think would be wanting to be like a Jedi in my everyday life, and just to treat people well, to be a moral person, to be giving, to be selfless.
In that world in Star Wars, there's so much division, there's so much cruelty, and in this world we have it too. We have division, we have people that hate one another, and I'm still trying to find that thing that it's like, okay, you believe in certain things and I believe in other stuff, but we're still human beings and we are all the same. So why not find that love and that light that they're trying to find in Star Wars, and they're not gonna stop until that wins. And I hope I can become one of those Jedis as well to fight for the light.
Oh, well, I like the way that it, I've always liked this, but I love the way that Star Wars deals with death. Because I think that a lot of us are just vexed by the very idea that any of this could stop.
Death is so scary because we just don't know what happens next, I think. And that's why nobody wants to talk about it, because we don't have an answer.
To that point, like, I just think it's interesting that we don't know. That seems like a question that needs to be answered. And B, I don't know that anybody's gonna show up and answer it for me. Do you know what I mean? I think people are trying. We have whole texts and faiths based on that.
Yeah.
But I just don't know that,
I don't think we're supposed to know. I think if you do know, then it kind of takes the beauty and the mystery out of the life that you're living now. Otherwise, this isn't as fun or as beautiful or as rare, because all that mystery is gone.
Well, because, as people say, life's a journey. And in a journey, you don't necessarily know where you're going.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the very traditional, like, Midwestern Christian household, Methodist church. My mom took me to church every Sunday, and it was like family. When I moved away, it almost felt like I couldn't find a new church, I couldn't find a new thing, because you can't replace family. To me, the biggest touch point is the Force, because it's this idea of an energy that combines everything and pulls us all together and kind of unites us and makes us one. And so that, to me, is faith.
And there's some element to life that I like, that whenever anybody leaves, they never really leave. They kind of just get to come back. You kind of get to still talk to them. You still get to have them there.
That is one of the main through lines through Star Wars, is about, life is this fluid motion of, like, yes, we're here, but death doesn't have to be the end, because there's this energy that connects everything through. So just like in Star Wars, when they get to come back later as a Force ghost, even though they're gone, they're still with us. That energy is still binding everyone together.
We all think that life is going to be great. We're all going to get to live to an old age and have our parents and our grandparents with us for the rest of the time. But as we get older, we realize that's not true. And we have to find some way to keep carrying on.
We weren't necessarily very religious or frankly spiritual in our house. I've come to Star Wars, I think, more spiritually as an adult. Just in the sense that there are certain things that really speak to me and my place. I think the idea of leaving somewhere to go on a journey, like I now live in Los Angeles, but you're still partaking in the journey and taking the next chance as it's given to you, which I think they say in Rogue One. You still don't know what's gonna happen. And I think that really is embodied in Star Wars and gives somebody like me a lot of respite when I go to my own spirituality about wondering what will happen to me, to my soul, and to my being.
Just another life that's on a whole different level than this one. Like if this were a video game, this is like level 1 or whatever level we're in right now. I don't know. Just the next level up is what I'm thinking.
Like a different planet.
And
you're just
everything.
I was watching another series, but there's the purpose behind it. It's to leave all your connections so you can transcend. And I like that about Star Wars, that it's not about that. You're not supposed to leave who you are, and that's what makes every character special. You know, what they've lost, what they have, what they've found. I grew up Catholic, if I can say that. I was baptized Catholic, but my parents didn't really practice, and we moved a lot, so I really didn't have that many friends. And there was this one time that I went to the chapel, and I just had this connection with Christ, and I felt like he understood me and he loved me no matter what. I feel like Luke Skywalker was lost before he was introduced to the Force. And I feel like as a little girl, I was lost as well. I felt like I didn't understand why I was being rejected because I sounded differently. But I feel like once I met God, I found that there are bigger things for me as a human being and bigger things for others as well.
How would you define spirituality in the way that you want to live it?
I think spirituality is kind of looking beneath the surface of what you typically see and experience in your day-to-day life and trying to think of what more is there beneath it or outside of it. And just, I think it's being in tune with something like a higher power, whether it be God or the Force or some kind of energy that connects all of us.
When I've traveled, I realized that people are so different and they have different beliefs, and there's one thing that unites us, which is love. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that you can see in Star Wars, and friendship, loyalty. Like, those things are universal.
When I moved away from home, I didn't find a new church to go to because to me it was like I'm cheating on my family. But in my adult life, it's like, okay, if I'm not gonna find a new place, how do I continue my own personal journey? If you look technically at the Bible, Jesus never taught in a church. He was outside on a mountaintop, so when people are like, you have to be here, you have to be here, you have to be here, it's like, no, I personally don't think so. I think as long as you find something that gives you that inner peace, that inner joy, that makes you feel connected, that is okay.
I like that. I think, too, I look for things in my life that have become rituals that I do. I was talking before, my family's from the Dominican Republic, but one of the things that has made me feel a lot closer with that part of myself is that every Saturday I go to Griffith Park and play baseball. And calling a parent or something like that at the same time every week or something, like making those rituals exist. Because there's something to faith that is that also, is like the literal boots on the ground part of it. Like for people who go to church, you gotta go to church. You gotta be you gotta go. And I think there's something about that too that I personally have really come to appreciate as an adult much more than I ever did as a kid.
For me, the body seeks for survival and the soul seeks for connection. So for me, spirituality is connecting. And it's connecting in very different types of way. Like, you can connect to nature. You can connect to your dog or to another human being. And I feel at the end of the day, spirituality is like seeking for that connection. And sometimes you seek it within yourself, as you were saying, or sometimes you seek it in rituals, as you were saying. So I feel like religion, it can be sort of like a belief system that helps us get nearer to what our soul is looking for. But I feel like spirituality is something that is just there.
I think fear pulls you out of it, which kind of has to do with Star Wars in a way, because like the Sith draw, they say, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate. And once you start, once a fear crawls into your mind, you're not grounded. You're kind of creating this illusion in your mind that just distracts you from being connected to anything. You're connected to your ego when you're afraid, because you're thinking, oh, I might lose this, this person might think this about me. It's all about me, me, me. But instead, if you let go of fear, you let go of everything, and you just exist, and that's all you really need to do. That's what I think makes you feel the most connected. It's when you can just get out of your own head.
You were saying something that reminded me of, I don't know if you remember when Luke is training and Ben can always like cover your eyes,
Yeah.
and you just gotta feel it, right? But I feel that, as you were saying, what is it that doesn't let me connect? I feel it's the fact that I want to see everything and that I want to be in control of everything. And when I let go, as you were saying, that's when I'm able to connect. When I let go of my expectations of what I want, when I let go of wanting to be perfect or wanting to please everyone.
That's something that I think every kid asks, how do I know that's a thing? How do I know that's true? I can't see it. You know, your spirituality, it's not something that you see, it's just something that you feel.
Sometimes if we try to overcome all the obstacles that are in the world, it's just so overwhelming. But if we are able to wake up every day and do something little that's gonna change somebody's life, then that's hope, you know? Hope of making the world a better place.
Also, in Judaism, we talk about Aish Tamid, which means it's the eternal flame, and it's the flame that never goes out. It's always burning, it's always vibrant. And I think it's important to always just be a light in the darkness.
You're absolutely right. There is nobody else coming to save you. So pick up your lightsaber and go out and literally grab a bunch of like wildflower seeds and walk around your median before it rains and like try to do something cool. I think when Star Wars lives, it lives in that place. It lives in the place of, yeah, I'm just a schmuck, but I'm doing my best. So please just be on my side. Like I'm trying, you know? And I think even if you're sort of maybe you lived a life up till now that maybe hasn't been full of the sort of classical virtue that we think of, or the virtue of antiquity that comes from these certain traditions or whatever, there's still hope for you.
If you'd like to be on an episode of Talking Up, email us at hello@thespiritualityproject.org.